The story that broke late last night has sent shockwaves through media circles and reignited an already volatile public debate, as reports claim that commentator Megyn Kelly was forced to call security after a disturbing discovery allegedly linked to Meghan Markle. According to multiple accounts circulating across entertainment and political news outlets, the incident unfolded quietly but quickly escalated into something serious enough to involve security personnel, raising questions that many say demand clear answers. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. Sources familiar with the situation say the incident occurred after a private media-related event attended by several high-profile figures. Megyn Kelly, who has been one of Meghan Markle's most outspoken critics in recent years, reportedly left the venue believing the evening had ended without incident. It was only later, when she returned to her vehicle, that something unusual caught her attention. What was first described as a routine check of her car reportedly turned into a moment of alarm when she opened the glove box and discovered an item she did not recognize. According to reports, Kelly immediately sensed that something was off. People close to her say the item was not something that could be easily explained as a mistake or a harmless oversight. The discovery allegedly prompted her to pause, document what she found, and contact her security team rather than confront anyone directly. Within minutes, security personnel were said to be on their way, advising her not to touch or remove anything until they arrived. The most controversial aspect of this story is the claim that Meghan Markle's name somehow became associated with the discovery. Reports do not state that Markle was present at Kelly's vehicle or directly witnessed near it, but sources claim that circumstantial details raised enough concern for Kelly to mention Markle when briefing security. These details, according to insiders, included recent interactions, timing, and prior tensions that made Kelly uneasy enough to treat the situation as potentially serious. Security experts consulted by media outlets explained that any unexplained item found in a vehicle, particularly involving a public figure, is treated as a potential threat until proven otherwise. Kelly's decision to call security, they say, was consistent with standard safety protocols. The item was reportedly examined, photographed, and removed for further review, though no official statement has confirmed exactly what it was. As news of the incident began to spread, social media erupted with speculation. Supporters of Megyn Kelly praised her for acting cautiously, arguing that public figures face unique risks and should never ignore warning signs. Others urged restraint, pointing out that no official authority has confirmed wrongdoing by anyone and warning against drawing conclusions based on rumors or anonymous sources. Meghan Markle's camp has not issued a detailed response to the allegations. A brief statement attributed to people close to her described the claims as exaggerated and irresponsible, emphasizing that Markle had no involvement in any incident involving Kelly's vehicle. They reportedly stressed that Meghan Markle has been the subject of repeated hostile narratives and urged the public to wait for verified information before forming opinions. Media analysts note that the backdrop to this story is years of public tension between the two women. Megyn Kelly has frequently criticized Markle's interviews, media projects, and public statements, often questioning her credibility and motives. Those familiar with the dynamic say this history is impossible to separate from how the current story is being received and interpreted by the public. What complicates the situation further is the lack of official confirmation. No police report has been publicly released, and security teams involved have not disclosed findings. This has created a vacuum filled by speculation, anonymous leaks, and dramatic headlines, each adding layers to a story that remains, at its core, unresolved. Journalists covering the incident caution that while the language in early reports has been alarming, it is important to distinguish between verified facts and claims made by unnamed sources. They point out that calling security does not automatically imply criminal intent or malicious behavior by any individual. It simply indicates that someone felt unsafe enough to request professional assistance. Still, the public reaction has been intense. Comment sections and talk shows are dominated by debates over accountability, media responsibility, and the broader issue of how high-profile feuds can spiral into serious situations. Some commentators argue that the incident highlights the dangers of escalating rhetoric, while others see it as another example of how polarized narratives can distort reality. Industry insiders say the story has also reignited discussions about personal security for media figures who regularly engage in controversial commentary. The line between public discourse and personal safety, they argue, has become increasingly thin in an era where online hostility can spill into real-world anxiety. As the days pass, many are waiting to see whether additional information will emerge. Will security findings be released? Will either party provide a detailed account? Or will the story quietly fade, leaving behind unanswered questions and hardened opinions? For now, the incident remains officially unverified but widely discussed, a combination that often proves combustible in the modern media landscape. What is clear is that this moment has captured public attention not just because of who is involved, but because of what it represents. It underscores how quickly suspicion can arise, how reputations can be affected in hours, and how essential responsible reporting is when facts are still emerging. Until concrete evidence or official statements are made public, the story remains one of claims and counterclaims. Viewers are encouraged to approach the situation with caution, to separate confirmed information from speculation, and to recognize that high-profile names do not change the fundamental need for proof. If you want to stay informed as this story develops, make sure you're following credible sources, checking updates carefully, and engaging in the conversation thoughtfully. Subscribe to the channel for ongoing coverage, share your perspective respectfully in the comments, and stay tuned as we continue to track the facts behind the headlines.